The trailer of Aristotle and Dante has been out for a while now, and I will admit I have seen it, but I thought we should watch it together, and I'm gonna show you the best scenes and how I think the movie is gonna go, if they're gonna follow with the movie, if they're gonna follow with the book, and if there's any changes. Keep in mind, I have read this book last year, and I haven't reread it this year, so there's a very big chance that I don't remember some scenes, I don't remember lines, and stuff like that, because my memory is just not that great, I'm gonna be honest, it really isn't. But from what I've seen, this looks very good, and I'm very excited to see this video. So let's start, shall we? This is... Actually, I'm not sure when this movie is coming out, to be quite honest. I got a feeling it's coming out next year. I should probably check it out. Let me check it out before we start. I just know that when it comes out, we will be seeing it. 2022?
What?
Is it out? No. Release date, 8th of September 2023. We're watching. I don't know how we're watching. I don't know. I really hope this goes to the UK cinema. If it doesn't, we will do a movie commentary. If not, we'll see. We'll see what I'll do. Wait, what? Pause. No, if it goes to the cinemas, I'll probably do some other video. If it doesn't go to cinemas, then we'll do a movie commentary. That's what I was trying to say. This movie's coming out next month. It's produced by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which, say what you gotta say, do all the jokes that you want. I know, the guy is in everything, I get it. But to be quite fair, I think this movie is gonna be in good hands. On his hands, you know, because even though he's in everything, he knows what he's doing. He's done Hamilton, he's done Encanto, and a bunch of other stuff that I cannot think of right now. Lin-Manuel Miranda is of Latin American descent as well, so I think this will be a very personal story to him, and he will not disgrace this movie. I really have high hopes for him. And you know, I'm saying all of this before we even watch the trailer. I have watched the trailer, so I know it's good. So that's why I'm saying all of this. Like, I trust him. You know, I trust him, and you will see why. Also, for the new people here, I pause a lot during these analysis and during movie commentaries and stuff, during my reactions. So if that's something that you don't like, then maybe this isn't a video for you. If you don't mind that, then keep watching. Right, let's go. Let's roll.
One summer night, I fell asleep, afraid that nothing in my family would ever change, and I'll feel alone forever.
Hey, my name's Dante.
Hey, my name's Aristotle.
I love how he said my name is Aristotle. I know that's such a small detail, but I love pointing out small details. I love how he said it. Like, he was like, yep, this is my life. You know, I'm Aristotle. Like, I love that. This is their first interaction in the book, is Dante giving swimming lessons to Aristotle, and they're including that, so I'm happy about it.
My parents want to prevent me from becoming my brother. You have a brother? He's in jail, so we don't talk about him.
We don't talk about Bruno? Just saying. No, I'm joking. That is also goes with the book, like the bits that I remember. The parents don't want to talk about the kid because it brings them pain and stuff, talking about the kid, quote unquote, because he's older than Ari.
There's something different about you. I like it.
Okay, I want to point out this. The girls saying there's something different about you and Ari smiling. I'm wondering whether they're gonna include some little bits from the second book, because on the first book, Ari isn't really too happy with the girls. Like, it's not that he's mad at them, but they're not really friends. Like, the girls are trying to be his friend, but he just won't let them get into his life. And here he's smiling, which gives me the idea, like, they don't show too much more about this interaction with the girls, but he's smiling, and that makes me think that they're already gonna be friends in this movie. So I'm wondering if that's like a little change that they did, or like if he's just gonna smile and he's gonna go get out of school right after that. I don't know, but either way, I think it's a welcome change. I did like the way they grew the character into becoming friends with the girls. I thought that was very interesting. They became friends on the second book, like I said, and it was after a very traumatic event, and I thought it was very well done. So Maybe if we got a sequel, they would have gone that route. But maybe they don't think they're gonna get a sequel, so they already want to have them be somewhat friends. Or maybe it's just friends with one of the girls, I'm not sure. Because I know that in the first book there was 2 girls that wanted to be his friend. I don't remember their names. They were in the second book that I read in June this year. I still don't remember their names. I know there's a new girl that appears on the second book. Don't know either one of their names. I don't even know the parents' names. I only know Aristotle and Dante. That's the only one. I don't know the name of anyone else. Oh, and Lex. I know Lex. Everyone knows Lex. Come on.
My dad is pretty weird.
I'm crazy about mine.
They made Aristotle's dad look so old. And I would say like, oh, maybe his parents are just older because they have like 3 other kids that are all older than Aristotle. But the mother does not look that old. She doesn't look as old as the dad. So I'm not sure if this was I was gonna say design choice. If it was a design choice. Or if it was just me that I don't remember. I thought the dad was in his 50s. Am I wrong in thinking that? In my head, his dad was on his late 50s, like maybe 57, 58, maybe even early 60s, but I didn't imagine him look quite as old, which honestly is a war veteran in the book, so it does make a little sense that it looks a little worn? Is that a word? It looks a little older, you know? But yeah, it's just a little detail. I also love that we have Dante saying that he's nuts about his parents. They kept that in. I love that.
We're leaving for a year.
What?
Before the I'm leaving for a year bit, which I'm glad they included them, like Dante going with his parents for Chicago for a year. They're both without shoes, which nice detail. They kept that in. And see, this is why I'm saying that I think this movie is in good hands, because anyone could have skipped the fact that Dante doesn't like wearing shoes. But they kept it in, and this is not the first time we're seeing Dante without shoes. And I like that we had Aristotle also not wear shoes. I think there's a scene in the book where Ari also doesn't wear shoes because of Dante. I'm not completely sure, because again, don't remember. But I'm sure there is. So I'm glad that they decided to include that. I think that's like a very strong part of Dante's personality. It's like one of the defining qualities is him not wanting to wear shoes. Like, I think it says a lot about a person, and I love that they kept that in. Also, can I just pause to say, this has so much The Perks of Being a Wallflower vibes. So much. Like, it just has that vibe to it. I don't know if it's because it takes place in the 80s, even though The Perks doesn't really take place in the 80s, it's like 90s. But I don't know, there's something about this that really is giving The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and that makes me so happy, so unbelievably happy, because if you're new here, my name is The Remaining Wallflower because of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That movie is my favorite movie ever. I love the book as well. I think the movie is a very faithful adaptation of the book, and I just love everything about that story, and I'm just over the moon that this is giving me those vibes. If the actual movie looks anything like this trailer, then I think it's gonna become one of my favorite movies. So I'm just ecstatic. Also, their fashion, like from here forwards, we can really see the 80s fashion because this takes place in the 80s. That's another thing I love about Stranger Things, for example, is the fashion. I love the 80s fashion. I think it's so cool. So cool. Honestly, I just love that this takes place in the 80s, so we can see the fashion, and they have some very good choices. I love that they put Ari in Converse. Even if Dante's not wearing shoes, like Ari's in Converse, red Converse to be specific, which I love. I think it suits him so well.
Dear Ari, I miss El Paso.
Oh, and Vans, right? I forgot he also wore Vans, so red Vans as well. I noticed the Converse more because I'm a Converse girly myself. I love Converse. Also, Legs. Can we mention Legs? Look at Legs. She's adorable. Adorable dog. Honestly, she looks exactly like I would expect her to. I was picturing her either like this or like one of those short-haired dogs with like a brown coat. I'll try to put a picture of the dog I'm picturing in my head on the post-production, so you're seeing it on the screen right now, hopefully. Here it is. So those were like the two dogs that I pictured for legs, and this is perfect.
I think about it all the time,
We also see him running with legs. Good detail. He does that in the book as well.
and I think of you.
See here, they're both walking. I think Ari's wearing Vans. Doesn't really matter, although it matters to me. And Dante is walking alongside him without shoes. Perfect.
Just the way it has to be.
Also, the soundtrack, like, I know I haven't mentioned it already, but I've watched this trailer twice now. I mean, 3 times now with this watch. And every time this song plays, I'm thinking in my head that it sounds like Conan Gray. I know realistically it probably isn't. Like, I would love if they used music from the 80s. I think that would make the movie even more perfect if they went with the whole thing. I think it would be more immersive. But there's something about this song that's playing that's giving Conan Gray, and honestly, I don't hate it. I want to know what song this is, and I don't know what it is. If anyone knows, leave it in the comments, please.
It sounds normal. I don't think I'm so normal, Dad.
I don't think I'm Son Marvel dead. What? Okay, the subtitles are not the best. Let's ignore that. That's not the movie's fault. I just wanted to say, I love that they kept the parents supportive from... Well, we haven't seen how supportive Dante's parents are yet, but if they kept Aristotle's parents supportive, I think there's a very good chance that they kept Dante's parents supportive as well, which is so important, so important, because we have thousands of LGBT stories where the parents aren't supportive and the kids go through like this whole thing trying to be themselves, and it's very hard. So I'm glad that we are telling a story that takes place in the 80s, where it was still very frowned upon, especially because this family goes to church and everything. Like, it's said in the book that they are religious, and it takes place, like, especially the second book, it takes place during the AIDS pandemic in the USA. So there's like a very big thing, like a very big it's a very big taboo for people to be queer. So I'm glad that they kept the parents supportive, just like they are in the books. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. I think it's so important that we have this type of story, because obviously, even though it was worse to be LGBT in the 80s, there were still people who were supportive, right? So I think it's important that we have this story as well, and that we don't just have tragic stories when it comes to LGBT romances.
Dante!
I will be in tears when they play this scene, because they included, and obviously, like, I keep just saying they included this. They're including everything, it seems. Like, there's nothing, obviously I don't remember the book that well, but there's nothing major that they haven't included, at least that I've seen, because they've included the car accident, and we all know what's gonna happen, right? If you haven't read this book and you're watching this, maybe skip to a few seconds, okay? We all know that Ari's gonna go in front of the car for Dante, and that's him laying on that bed. And I'm gonna be in tears when this happens. This scene was so freaking sad, and then what the realizations that Aristotle goes through when he's in the hospital.
Daddy, you have to stop running.
Okay, look, there's the red Converse.
Someday, you're going to discover all the secrets of the universe.
Honestly, I know I've said this so many times, and this is like my final review of the trailer. We've done the analysis, now it's go time. And I know I've said this so many times, but I think if the movie looks even like 50% like this trailer did, I think the movie's gonna be incredible. I think, again, say what you want about the man, it's funny, I know he's in everything, every single thing. He's gonna be in Percy Jackson. He's gonna be he's been everywhere. Lin-Manuel Miranda is literally everywhere, but I really think that he is a great mind. I really hope he's not controversial. I'm not sure if he is. If he is, and I'm talking very well about him, if he is, please let me know in the comments. I don't know if he is controversial. From as far as I know, I haven't seen any controversy with Lin-Manuel Miranda, so I feel safe to say that this is in good hands and that he will do a very good job with this. Like, already just from the trailer we can see that it looks very good, and I'm sure that the people who love the book also love the trailer, and when it comes out we will see it together. Yeah? Yes! Okay, so if you like this video, then feel free to give it a like and subscribe and click on notifications. It will tell you when I post a new video or I go live. It really helps me out a lot, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!